Welcome to part 17 of Tales of the Abyss.
Van in prison. Good.
Yeah, it turns out they kind of found out about Luke just kind of warping out of the castle way back at the beginning of the game, and they're under the assumption that that Van has something to do with it. So Van's kind of arrested. And Luke, being the fanboy of Van as he is like, "Why is Van arrested? Fuck that! I'm breaking him out."
He's wearing an I Heart Van T-shirt.
Luke is the leader of the We Heart Van Grant's fan club, of which he is one member of one.
One of one.
The one of one member.
All right, today's meeting will come to order. He's just looking in a mirror.
It's funny because the first couple of times I played this game, I didn't realize how, I noticed that he was quick to defend Van for everything. But you're right. Oh my God, is he a fanboy of Van for the first 12 or 13 hours of this game?
Again, he's like the digital he's like a digital version of a console fanboy.
Pretty much, it's like, oh my God, why?
He will.
At this part, I'm not.
He will.
I'm wondering. I'm trying to remember what happened here. I think what I was doing was thinking if I could do side quests here right now, and I'm like, oh wait, no, I gotta go talk to Van. What am I wasting time for?
Luke is just douchebag is just pondering what he should do after he lets Van out of jail.
Maybe.
I'm
like, wait a sec.
Let's see. Should I get his autograph now or later?
After I rescue him, he's sure to praise me, but how do I respond to said praise?
Squee.
And by break Van out, they basically just let him out anyway, because
I need a better pay.
I kind of need to be free so that the God Generals don't go and do shit.
Or so they say. They just do things. The God Generals just do things.
They do.
That's all they do. They just do things. They don't really have any reason to do anything. They just do it because reasons.
And we've kind of got major plot going on here.
Who cares? It's stuff we already know.
It's kind of major plot, especially.
It's stuff we already know already, though.
No, it's
isn't it?
You will become Kim Laska's pet dog.
No, Van's asking Luke to join him in the Oracle Knights.
For the rest of your life.
He's telling him that Batical is planning on using his hyper-resonance as an excuse to keeping him locked up.
Well, it is a possibility, but I don't think anybody even knows about it. So, considering they locked him up, considering they locked Van up for thinking he kidnapped the kid, I doubt they actually know.
Well, listen to what Van's saying right now. Van's telling him the rest of the score that supposedly wasn't said, because remember when they read the score, it said that it was cut off, and he's telling him what was the remainder of the score that they didn't finish reading.
What?
And basically he's saying that Kim Laska is going to use Luke's hyper-resonance powers to start a war with Malkuth. So he's telling him to run away with him.
I would have liked if he just broke the fourth wall, looked at the camera, and was like, "Don't tell him I'm just making this up."
Yeah. So Van's saying that if Luke runs away with him to death, then Kim Laska can't use him to start a war with Malkuth.
And now
which then makes the score wrong.
Me and you. You and me. No matter how.
No, he's saying his plot. He's saying right now they have to find a way to remove the miasma from Xillia without starting a war.
So happy together.
And you're just ignoring the entire. You're just ignoring this entire plot point, aren't you?
I already know what's gonna happen.
Well, so do I. I'm just trying to explain the plot to people that may not know what's going on because our commentary might be.
Well, the
distracting.
text does that already.
I know.
If I can. I don't know if I can cause a hyper-resonance on my own.
He does have a point.
Like I did on board the ship when I calmed your hyper-resonance.
Just throw a fist into the sky, you'll do fine.
I'll try.
Or just have someone standing next to you. Like, if you start going crazy, have someone punch you in the back of the head. That'll knock you out and you'll stop using hyper-resonance.
Strange powers came to me when I pointed my magic sword into the air and shouted out, "By the power of Grayskull!"
Hey guys, we should go get matching purses. No reason this should be
I
just
knew
for women anymore,
I
right?
didn't bring that one up.
It's the best line in that game.
Freaking Brandon.
Hey fellas, wait, come back.
Freaking Brandon.
When you were young, you told me you wanted to go to dawn.
And then when he
Also,
transformed, it's like, I have no idea how to change back.
You underwent cruel experiments.
Also, shock. Natalia's listening in on this.
Bitch.
Right as soon as you hear Van go, make sure no one from Kimlaska hears about this.
I'm pretty sure I'm not going to.
Otherwise, I'll be killed. Otherwise, they're probably going to kill me, and you won't be able to get. And you won't be able to get out of here.
This time,
And
you won't fail.
Can you tell?
plot twist: Van is the one that kidnapped Luke, and actually, that is true. That is 100% true. He is not bullshit.
Can you trust me now?
No, but that is like. Pay attention to that, because that is very, very important.
I'm sure it is. I know.
Then let's be going. To
Yeah,
seize your
again, I'm
future.
just bringing it up for commentary's sake.
To seize your future to being my bitch.
Well, he's been Van's bitch since the game started.
We're just tearing this kid a new asshole.
Well, I mean, I will openly admit this is the part of the game where Luke, like,
This is the part of the game where Luke is the most.
This part makes a little bit of sense because it's explaining what kind of relationship Luke and Van have with each other. So it's understandable as to why Luke would agree to do what Van tells him to do. However, this is going to backfire on him. Spoiler. I'm not going to explain how it does, but it's going to prove
like everybody hasn't guessed that yet.
Well, I mean, it's obvious that it's going to backfire, but I mean, like, it's the way they do it. Even though it's pretty obvious, they do it in a really good way, and I think like it's one of the better plot reveals in this franchise. It's not the best.
Oh, I'm sure. It's just that the foreshadowing ruins everything.
I mean, if you haven't played it before, it doesn't throw it in your face like some other Tales games do with their foreshadowing. Looks at Xillia. I mean, goddamn. Nothing against Xillia, but they purposefully threw in your face that Alvin was going to betray you multiple times, and they did that as it was a joke. They did it as a running gag because they're like, we know people think this is going to happen because we do it in every game. We may as well just make fun of it.
I'm surprised by the time he came back they didn't put a dog leash on him. Just like have a little shot collar whenever if he tries to betray.
That's something they should have done in the second game. It's like, you remember last year when you did that? No.
Yep, not doing that again. The only thing you're gonna be.
I'd imagine Elise being the one to have. I'd imagine Elise being the one to have it too, because she's the one that got the most pissed off at him for it.
The only thing you can do is run on your leash and bark.
Actually, that's a close tie between Elise and Jude, who hated him more.
Jude
hated him Jude probably hated him a little more, kind of, for the fact that he almost killed Leia accidentally.
Jude wouldn't even need a leash; he just punched him in the dick.
Been announced that I'll be part of the aid team, yes?
And the plan's kind of going in a reverse direction, because it turns out the God Generals are already here, which is kind of messing up their entire plan. Oops.
I just imagine the God Generals just around the building. See there yet? No.
You'd think they would know by now, because this isn't the first time that the God Generals have been following them.
And just sitting there, it's like, see there yet? No. See there yet? No. See there yet? Shut up!
You look after Luke.
I know, right?
See there yet? God, Ariana, I hate you.
I mean, like, what was the city that we were? I can't remember because it's been a while. What was the city we were in when they first introduced most of the God Generals?
Saint Bina.
That's it. So ever since Saint Bina, they know that the God Generals have been following them. So it's like, why are they surprised? It's like every town they go into, they should probably have somebody like checking, like, Is Dis Tyr or Arietta somebody? Ash?
I'm just imagining Dis going in his chair, going like, "My girlfriend will cop there, going soy."
Like, and Dis could be the easiest one to spy on because his chair floats. Everyone should just be like looking up, being like, is he hovering above our heads right now, taking notes?
No, he's like, I can imagine Dis just going around town, just having like a handful of water balloons, just jumping on people.
Listen to me.
Just to be a douche.
See, right there. See, I told you guys the butt monkey of this game.
I'm sorry,
They just completely flat out ignore him and just go on their own and do shit.
I'm sorry, I'm too busy imagining Dis dropping water balloons on people.
I can see him doing that too. Specifically on Jade, just to mess with him.
No, Jade would have a trampoline and bounce it back up at him.
No, well, that's the point.
Like a little mini trampoline.
No, I can imagine he'd throw a water balloon at Jade and Jade would just spike it back up at him. He wouldn't even have to look. He'd be behind him, throw it at him, and out of nowhere he'd just go.
It's like a scene that
you'd see him lift his hand up and it would just bounce off his hand and splash him in the face.
It's like a scene out of Tom and Jerry.
Pretty much.
Except it's Jade and Dis now.
Pretty much.
With Dis being Tom.
I love Dis. He's probably my favorite God General just because of how hilarious he is. Oh, hi, Annis.
And they're back. Ah. Just kick him into the barrels.
Technically, I don't think... I love that. Annis just pushes Tyr out of the way.
Now move your ass out of my way.
And Tyr doesn't even care. She's just like, huh?
Don't worry, Annis. I'm not with him because I want to be.
Ha! Liar.
That is one sick burn.
and I call BS on you.
Colonel, when I woke up this morning, his bed was empty.
That's what happens when your main female character is tsundere.
Can it even be described that?
At this point,
she's pretty much in denial.
I mean, she has tendencies of it. I mean,
at this point,
she cute-gasms over Mew all the time.
I'm just saying. At this point, you're in denial.
I know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, great! Not only are the God Generals here, but so are the Darkwings. God damn it!
I'm just imagining that everybody's forming a plan. Jay just comes out of Buffalo Wild Wings. Oh, you guys have made it.
This is bad. If the 6 God Generals are outside,
but really though, are the Darkwings really that much of a threat? Like you said, they're basically
Durando and her henchmen.
Yeah, or Team Rocket, just less crappy.
Well, it doesn't mean they can't be threatening.
No, that's my point. They're like a more threatening Team Rocket.
Both Team Rocket and Durando have their moments.
I don't know much about Durando because I've never actually watched Yatterman.
Team Rocket before Team Rocket existed.
I know they're based off of. I know Team Rocket is based off of them. I've just never seen Yatterman before, so.
I've seen bits and pieces.
Or no, it's Gatchaman. I'm sorry.
Gatchaman, yeah. I've seen bits and pieces. That's about it.
I think Yatterman does. I think Yatterman's part of Team Gatchaman though, so.
Grandmaster Mose and the Sick God Jones aren't connected.
No, he's kind of right. Mose, they're definitely, they're not even hiding that. Mose wants to start a war. The only reason Mose wants to is because the score... I'm going to spoil it because it's pretty obvious. Mose wants to start a war because the score already says there's going to be a war.
May as well get it over with.
And Mose is a complete bitch to the score, so he'll do anything he can to make sure that it happens. Much to Tyr's dismay, because she does not want to agree. She doesn't want to believe that the person she works for is actually an asshole. And I completely understand why she'd be in denial about that.
The score says today I'll get butthurt.
Kind of. But I mean, considering how faithful she is to the Order, I can understand why Tyr wouldn't want to believe that Mose is trying to start a war.
I'm sorry.
She has her reasonings for why she distrusts Van, but to not want her idol to be evil is kind of understandable.
My idol is better than yours.
I don't want the Pope to be evil. Tyr, but I don't want the Pope to be evil. Tyr, it's a JRPG. They often are.
Oh man, I flipped the wrong coin.
Unless it's Symphonia, because then King Jesus is okay.
King Jesus. King Jesus rules over the
Although
Pope.
Although the King of Tethyala is not technically a pope, so
He's still
no, because the Pope of Tethyala is a total prick.
and he also gets barred from town.
So yeah, Namco does not like the Pope. Namco does not like Catholics for some reason. I don't know why.
but Jesus is A-okay.
Maybe I'm completely wrong, and for those of you that think I'm being like anti-religion or something, I'm not. It's just that's what it looks like to me. I'm sorry. Every single Tales game, the plot one major plot point revolves around the religious factor of the game, and that's usually like they usually resemble Catholics because the leader is usually a pope. I'm sorry, but that's just that's just how I see it. I could be completely wrong. Anyway.
Yeah. Moving on.
Wait. Hey guys, can I do something?
No.
Anyway, yeah. Now that we know that the God Generals are chasing us, we have to go to a underground section.
No.
So that we can sneak in.
It's like, hey guys, wait up. Can I do something for the last time, guy? You already used your bathroom break.
Now this is something that has to happen.
I know.
So don't worry too much about it.
I
know. That's why I'm telling you.
I know.
It'll also come in handy on our journey. Please?
With sugar on top. Promise I'll get you Dairy Queen. Just imagine this. The bad news is Ion's been captured by the 6 God Generals. The good news is we're going to Dairy Queen!
But I
Dairy
Queen!
Welcome.
Hey, it's Mr. Miyagi!
Holy crap, we're going Karate Kid!
What is this place?
I'm not even joking. His name really is Miyagi.
We're going Karate Kid.
Like
Awesome.
swords, right? You can practice a
We're
bunch
gonna
of stuff.
participate in the tournament and never
May
kick
he
all
rest in peace. He was amazing.
Really?
We're gonna participate in the tournament and kick the butt out of every single child there.
Like, we're gonna participate in the tournament, and that kid that's 5 years older than me is going down.
Yeah.
I know he's gonna cheat by trying to break my leg, but even with a broken leg, I'll beat him.
I'll beat him with my
Because I'm not cheating.
I'll beat him with my broken leg.
But I see he still has far to go.
That kind of story gets old after a while. Like, I get it. The bully beats up on the kid, and the kid ends up winning because he's a good sport. And the bully loses, but realizes he's a jerk. Story over.
And then and then Chuck Norris.
I love that. Like,
Have a variety of effects.
like you got skill, but you're not. But you still got a long way to go. What the fuck did you just say?
You got skill, but you suck still.
Countless different arts.
Pretty much. Well, he didn't say it in that way, but
The same thing.
no, that's what you want him to say. But that's unfortunately not what he says.
So what do I need to do?
Like, if you'd let me finish talking, I would explain what it is I'm gonna tell you, bitch.
It's like, yeah, so what do I need to do? Shut up and listen.
I'd heard many
like it-
rumors about Kim Loskin martial arts,
Like
but
I was just about to say that.
this is fascinating.
And now we know Kung Fu.
Can this really be considered martial arts when we don't actually punch anything?
Now we know Kung Fu Cutman style.
Only find this art
Ah, crap.
here.
Well, at least douchebag does.
Well, maybe it's plum fu. Maybe he learned it from Mario.
Plum Fu? What? We're gonna turn to people.
Oh, you've
We're gonna
never
turn
actually
people
seen that episode of the Mario Super Show, have
We're
you?
gonna turn people into plums. Okay. Oh wait.
No, there's an
I,
episode-
oh,
To all who
I haven't seen all the episodes of Super Show, but that does seem.
Basically, it's an episode where they go to Mushroom Kingdom's version of Japan, and they have to fight Karate Koopa, and they have to learn Plum Fu, which is the Mushroom Kingdom version of Kung Fu.
Sorry, the only episode I remember was where it was a giant Godzilla parody.
this door is open to all.
That might have been Robo Koopa, which is my favorite episode
that-
because I have a tape that has 4 episodes on it. The name of the tape is Robo Koopa because that's the first episode that's on it, and I watched the hell out of that.
This is
Anyway, now we have a moon selector,
and I'll explain this in
and now we can use phone slot chambers.
which I abused the crap out of with one move. It's been helping me so far.
Basically, phone slot chambers are amazing.
And you should feel bad for not using it.
Well, it does take a while to get them because you have to actually find the Carmine chambers.
Yeah.
Basically, what Carmine chambers will do is you can add more effects to your base arts. Some being like, if you saw on Fangblade, it says if you're in a green field of phonon, it can use lightning tiger blade. The most common one I can remember is there are phone slot chambers you can use that'll basically make using specific, that basically negates waiting for certain field of phonon colors. So you can do field of phonon arts in any color field of phonon. So that takes out like a lot of planning, since you don't have to remember which one does what.
Let me put it this way. Basically, red increases the effect of an attack. Blue, I believe, makes things like lift and send things flying.
Yeah.
Green one reduces the amount of TP used, which is great for Fangblade Havoc, so I suggest putting it on that one.
Yeah. And yellow lets you use field of phonons in any color if you max it out. So I recommend maxing out the TP I recommend maxing out yellow and blue first, so you can use the arts more often because they cost less TP. And then if you really like using field of phonons, you don't have to worry about mixing and matching your arts to get them to go off.
Let's see, what I did was put a red one on Sonic Thrust for me, and now it does like over 500 damage every time I use it.
Yeah, if you want to add more power, then go ahead and give it to red. I'm just saying and I typically use the red field first because having more damage is a lot more helpful.
I would suggest putting it on the low level techniques that you don't have to use much TP for, because you're going to be using those a lot.
Yeah. The three that I use the most are red, yellow, and blue.
I put a green one on Fangblade Havoc because that does use a lot of TP, and I figured, if I can use it more, why not? It does a lot of damage.
You're gonna find a lot of Carmine Chambers. I think there's just enough Carmine Chambers in the game to max out every art for every character, but I could be wrong. It's been a long time since I played this game.
That's neat.
So, but I mean, it basically, like, if you max out if you get enough Carmine Chambers to max out all of your arts, then you're basically unstoppable. Because you can just spam Field of Phonons. And then that makes using the invoke spells that Tyr has actually helpful.
My strategy for the Sword Dancer is going to be amazing.
Oh yeah, I mean, for Sword Dancer 2 and 3, I might actually, I haven't gotten to them yet, but I'm probably gonna turn on the invoke spells just to because Field of Phonons kick the shit out of bosses.
Yeah, here's my idea. Put Invoke Wind with Jade, have him cast Energy Blast, makes him cast Photon, kill everything.
Yeah, and then you can also if you have Tempest. Or no, it's
what was it, Fangblade?
If you use regular Fangblade, you do Lightning Tiger Blade, but there's a bunch of other things you can get. I think with another, Guy can use Dragon Tempest if you use Tempest in a wind field of Phonon.
Oh, he can learn Tempest?
Yeah, Guy learns Tempest.
So he okay. Oh, I feel dumb because I feel dumb for not realizing. I feel dumb for not realizing.
I think I mentioned this in an earlier part, but Guy learns all of the traditional Tails swordsman arts, like Demon Fang, Tempest, Sonic Thrust, Sword Rain, those kind of moves.
Well, now I feel.
So basically, all the attacks that, for reference to you, Muiji, all the attacks that Lloyd learns, I think, are all the attacks that are most of the attacks that Guy learns.
Well, now I feel dumb for not realizing that until now.
That's why I like Guy, and he's also the fastest character in the game.
I don't
far.
really make much use of Guy myself.
I mean, it's fine. You don't have to use him.
Yeah, I have no real use for him, but that's just me.
But again, because of the way free run works in this game, if you do it right, Guy can solo every boss in this game because of how fast he is.
Jeez.
Also, we are coming up to your favorite character.
You are full of crap.
I'm sorry.
Also, on the 3DS.
I thought I cut.
Also, by the way, 3DS version, the load times for saving, almost not even noticeable.
Well, it's also because you're not saving to a memory card.
That's true. I didn't think about that one.
So that's probably the big reason why. Not only is
likely.
it the disc itself has to load the save, and then you have to save it to a memory card.
That's true. Well, actually, loading your save file isn't that big of a hassle at all.
No, but saving onto a memory card always takes a while. It's not even just this game. Every PS2 game takes a while to
That's
load
true.
when you're saving.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
Anyways,
Yes, of course. If this was a factory, then
That must mean
So
they're
this-
boxes.
well, I don't see a single box here.
We're now return to championship boxing.
Exactly. The sewage facility here doesn't work anymore.
No, this is our obligatory sewer dungeon because every Tales game has to have a sewer dungeon.
I don't see any sewage.
Crowded guy.
We'll get to it later. First off, before that, say hello to
Bitch number 2.
the real bitch of this game.
Oh, you thought he was bad.
I apologize in advance for people that actually like Natalia, because I actually know of a Let's Player that did this game that actually does like Natalia. Screw her.
Mm-hmm.
If you thought Luke was bad, oh my god, Natalia is so much worse.
Where's the duct tape?
Outside is no place for a spoiled little girl.
I'm serious. Where's the duct tape so I can put the duct tape on her mouth?
I mean, Luke is still an asshole, and you're gonna see him become much, much worse when the game goes on, or as the game goes on, but Natalia,
I mean, sure.
oh my god.
I mean, sure, Luke is an asshole, but nobody cares about him anyway.
Like, I can fight. Like,
Let's be-
Thank you, Annis.
Let's be silent for this next line coming up.
Yes, I will.
I mean, this is probably one of the best lines in the entire game coming up right
I
now.
think it would be best if you return to the castle.
Yes.
I mean, come on. Just listen to the.
Okay, hold
Just
on.
listen to this line. It's.
It's good. Okay.
No, I'm not being good.
Wait for it. Wait
This is
for it.
This is just one of the best lines I've ever heard in this entire game. Give it a listen.
Anybody else think I should rip Daddy's little girl a new hole?
Thank you.
Demonstrate your lack of
I'm sorry, I couldn't hold it in. That was great.
By the use of my awesome magic abilities, I edited your part.
Getting fun.
Well, I had an idea to edit. I had an idea to put something in there, but ultimately we both had an idea, and Luigi's ended up being the funnier one, so we put his in instead.
Mine was better.
I'll tell them about
That's what I said. Yours ultimately ended up being funnier, so we went with yours.
You know what? I have a good idea. Just push her off. No, just push her off the edge. Nobody will ever know.
Natalia, you see that? Natalia, I kind of dropped my wallet over there. Where? See that edge there? Huh?
Just Sparta kick.
No. He has to make it look like an accident.
I don't think anybody would care.
Although I do find that scene hilarious. Like when she starts talking about how she overheard him and Van talking, and just like, "Ha!"
Suplex.
Like, what? Like, wow.
Just suplex her.
If I do, will you keep quiet about it?
And if I don't, well then you're gonna be going 6 feet under.
Like, you do, like, okay, you know,
Pinky
if
swear.
I don't do something, if Van finds out, you're fucking dead, bitch.
If Van doesn't get,
I mean, you did clearly hear what he said, right? So if Van finds out, although honestly, I'm pretty sure Van kind of knew that she was eavesdropping and just didn't give a shit.
she uses bows. What do I care?
Basically, he's like, who cares?
No, it's like this.
I've decided based on blackmail that Natalia should come with us.
I decided based on the fact that I had my manhood threatened.
Shut up! I'm the ambassador. What I say goes.
Wham, wham, wham. Listen to me. Wham, wham, wham.
Yeah, like this is around the time where Luke starts getting really, really bad, and there's no excuse for it at all.
It gets so bad that I want to chokeslam him.
No, like ever since that whole thing with him talking to Van about escaping with him to Doth, he's now become a full-blown asshole.
Just give him a good
as well as a complete blind fanboy to Van.
Just give him a good
more so than originally.
Just give him a good chokeslam from the Undertaker. He'll be fine. He'll be paralyzed from the waist down, but he'll be fine.
Because anything Van says must be true.
Van said pigs can fly. This still must be true.
If Van told you to jump off a cliff, would you do it? Van told me to jump off a cliff?
Yay! Splat.
Actually, nah, I'll give Luke a little more credit than that. I don't think he'd kill himself if Van told him to do that.
You forget.
gotta
You
give him
forget
a
who
little
we're,
credit.
You forget who we're talking about.
No, he's also. Yeah. Do not use Natalia right away. She's 8 levels below everybody. She will die.
She sucks.
Right now, she really, really sucks.
You know what's funny? You want to know the most hilarious thing right now?
What?
By the time I got to this point, I was level 20, so she was actually 10 levels lower than me.
Well, see, I'm almost level 20 at this point, so I'm not too far behind what you would be at. But yeah, like, why would they make her start so lower level than everybody? Why don't they have her start at level 15 so that I can actually use her?
It's a metaphor.
Because I would show her off, but...
It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor for things to come.
I mean, she'll gain levels when she's not in the... She'll gain levels off screen, yeah, but I mean, I want to be able to show her off, but she's so crappy right now.
I have her even...
She dies in like 3 hits because of how low defense she has. It's ridiculous.
I have her even leveled with everyone in my party. She still sucks.
Eh. Well, plus she doesn't have good armor and weapons right now, and I don't feel like going back up there and
I
buying
even gave her
stuff
good
for
armor
her.
and stuff. She still sucks.
No, I had like 1 piece of armor for her. I could go back and buy more, but it's a waste of time. Anyway, we're gonna go through this dungeon in the next video. It's not very long. I think it only takes me like 2 parts.
And then off screen, Ennis gave her a new hole.